Following on from their groundbreaking tower defense game and a sequel that was an instant success, PopCap came out of left field and entered the shooter market. This decision was baffling, but a good kind of baffling, as Garden Warfare sold very well and received positive reviews. How do you expand upon this children's video game that features big-mouthed peas and Venus flytraps fighting reanimated corpses? You add more classes and more things to do. Now, this sounds a lot like the evolution of the tower defense games, in which Plants vs Zombies 2 was also a significant expansion of the first game, which sounds great, but it featured the addition of, yep, microtransactions. But more on that in a bit. Enter Plants vs Zombies Garden Warfare 2. The game now features a hub world instead of a boring main menu, which features access to multiplayer and ops, among others, but also features the backyard which divides the two teams, and you can find bots here or even invite up to 3 friends to battle it out. Yep, only a maximum of 3 players here because it's still early in the gaming landscape at this point. The game isn't that much older than Saberwolf. There's also single player quests here to showcase new classes and their lore, but Garden Warfare was never a PvE game, and this campaign is fun to do once but has little replay value. However, it's pretty important to access Infinity Time to unlock the party characters, which are just reskins of the new stock characters with a legendary mode. In fact, they're literal reskins. And the Infinity mode does what it says on the tin, an endless mode derived from ops where you play as a giant robot and kill gnomes. It's a pretty boring game mode and is quite difficult, but thankfully there's an exploit because skill doesn't, in fact, matter. Enough about the single player stuff, because multiplayer is where it's at. Featuring a cool portal with less options than the first game. Well, Classic Gardens and Graveyards and Classic Team Vanquish are so irrelevant you probably forgot they existed until now, but we lost Taco Bandits. Oh well, we get a different version of it as a limited time only event, we'll get to that. The gameplay has been tightened, with full auto healing so you don't have to rely on a wimpy sunflower to recover more than half your HP. No instant respawn button to provoke tears out of pussies bigger than that of Kim Kardashian, and some minor things such as healing cancelling out status effects. As a whole though, the gameplay is mostly the same, but they did overhaul the leveling system so you simply level up as you play, and challenges are only required to increase your multiplier as opposed to being the damn thing that increases your rank plate. I mean, the forced incentive to play daily to keep the multiplier from draining is kind of manipulative, but between this and having to destroy a Zombod road with super sticky goop as chomp thing while you're on less than 10 HP, I will happily be manipulated by PopCap. Joining the original 8 in the Battle of Suburban Supremacy are Kentucky Fried Veggies, High School Hottie with a body image problem, the former fat kid who glowed up big time, Skylanders and World of Warcraft ripoff, Big Trouble Little Zombie, zombified and steroid injected Ryu, and 2 more that you have to put yourself through grueling trials to unlock, Nano Torchwood, and Goaty McGoatface. The game sees the addition of legendary characters which take a lifetime to unlock but have a special meter that makes them overpowered after scoring a set amount of kills, and thus they get targeted in matches to trigger the screams of dysfunctionally competitive teenagers when they are 1 kill away from their legendary mode. This also comes with a catchy jingle. Well, except Talks and Brains and Answered from because the 2 most broken modes don't deserve to have a soundtrack, apparently. These characters seem pretty fair on the whole, the drop rate is rare, not many people have them, and of course they're up for grabs with real money, 10 out of 12 of them in fact. Well, on the bright side, you can curb your addiction to this game by getting killed by no-play Talks and Brains and then breaking your disc in anger. Enjoy limited time events that only show up for approximately the first 2 weeks of the month, and then you're locked out of heaven. Or hell, as most of the current events are about as fun as sticking a HIV-infected needle into your eyeball. A lot of the ones remaining have a speed boost just to flip the bird of cactus players, as when you're moving at sonic speed, that class is as useless as a man on Novocaine in a fellatio contest. Also, a lot of the fan favourites are no longer playable. By now. But if you're on PC, there's a strong risk of getting falsely banned from online multiplayer, but at least you can run mods there, including one that allows you to play the Dead Mystery Portal events and therefore score all of the achievements. You shouldn't have too many problems finding a game, because despite being a decade old now, this game still has full lobbies and still has active players. But why, when this isn't even the most recent game in the franchise? Oh, because it's followed up by... yep. that. Well, I already took that one apart, but anyhow, GW2 good, holds up extremely well, play it.